Okay, so one thing that was trending over the weekend was the Jake Paul and Ben Askren press conference, and did you watch it?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
I mainly
actually
watched.
enjoyed it.
I mainly watched the highlights. Jake's such an unlikable guy that he makes Ben Askren look so like a saint. Makes him look like a proper angel.
Yeah, well, what they I've got to point out was just how silly that face-off was. Like, I think Ben Askren he's so much older and so much more mature. He's so immune to all this bullshit because he's been fighting for most of his life. He's wrestled. He doesn't really give a crap who Jake Paul was. He didn't even know about him until he put out that tweet. So why does everyone hate the Paul so much?
But Ben's one of these guys that he looks older than he actually is.
Yeah.
Like he honestly he looks like an old history teacher.
Yeah.
Still wearing his fucking flip-flops, his thongs to the presses. Every time he wears pants with flip-flops every time. And I'm like, Jesus, stop doing it. The worst one that comes to mind is Paul Acosta was wearing fucking Crocs to the Adesanya press conference. And I was like...
What was funny for me was I didn't notice he was wearing flip-flops until the face-off when he literally just pied Jake right in the face.
Palmed him in the face. Just palmed him and he was like, get the...
And then Jake smacked him and pushed him and Ben just walked out completely.
No. He did not smack him. He slapped him on the belly and
Whoa.
Gave him a back rub and pushed him away, okay?
We look like a child. No, I smack you.
And he's like, no.
Well, it was funny for me because Daniel Cormier put out a tweet and I just thought it was hilarious. It's like, I just saw Jake Paul's reaction to Ben Askren palming his face and I am now convinced that Ben wins. He looked like he wanted to throw a punch in Cyril and slap in his ass. Ben smashes his dude. I'm all the way in. And then
Michael Bisping said otherwise. He was just like, no, Jake Paul's going to win. It's interesting. It comes up in April the 17th. So for us, it'll be the 18th.
Yeah, well, it's just Jake Paul's trying so hard just to fuck with Ben, and Ben's just so unfazed by it.
I bet Ben is usually unfazed. He went through the fucking quickest, shortest, most humiliating and embarrassing knockout. Yeah. And he's unfazed. He's like, dude, why would I care? Things go on, life goes on.
Yeah. He even openly stated on what is it on Logan Paul's podcast? He said
Impulsive podcast.
Yeah. He said that what's going to happen if I lose? What, a couple of 13-year-olds are just going to push me for a while? Like, it doesn't matter if I lose to me. It doesn't matter. I'll just go back to my academy and teach all my wrestlers and still keep practicing my art and all that and perfecting my craft. And then it's just strange because when I was watching the press conference, just the sheer difference between the two of them. Like, Jake's all dressed up in like expensive clothes and the chains, and Ben's just wearing...
He's wearing like 2 watches and shit. I'm like, fuck, stop. You're not a rapper. Stop wearing 2 watches that are iced out. And he's got an iced out 2 gold chains. I'm like, fucking stop.
Yeah, and then Ben's just wearing like his Muhammad Ali t-shirt and
It's Ben being so relaxed and so calm.
Yeah.
And there's Jake who is so immature and so quick to react to everything. Whenever you can even see, like, when Jake speaks, Ben lets him talk.
Yeah.
When Ben speaks, Jake will butt in every time because he's honestly, I can't get away with that. He's 2 years older than us, right? Like, he's had some great success. Good on him. That's so good, right? Yeah. So good that he's taking on the world, but he's being very immature, so cringy. It's very difficult for him to have fans. Like his little cheerleader group that came around with him.
Yeah, that
bunch of 20-year-olds that are just like 20. Like
22 days, you get knocked the fuck out.
Like it's
and then
it's really cringe. He looked like he woke up from a nap, to be honest.
Yeah,
I thought he fell asleep in the other room. Ben's so relaxed and so unfazed. Look, I don't think that is a good indication of how the fight's going to go. I don't think that, like, well, Ben is so relaxed, Jake is, and it's not going to go Jake's way. I would have thought that Ben would win if it was a 12-rounder. Ben has gone on the Food Truck Diaries with Brendan Schaub, and he's mentioned, I believe it's an 8-round fight. If it's 8 rounds, Ben's chances are okay. The longer the fight goes on, the better it goes for Ben, right? If it's a 10-round fight, Ben. If it's going to 12 round fight, goes towards Ben, right? If it's as low as 6, That's tough.
Yeah.
I think even Jake can have a gas tank that can last that long. I think Jake's he's a fast twitch, athletic guy. Not as athletic as Logan, but he's a fast twitch guy, a little bit taller than Ben. He can impose his will on Ben. I think he can, right? In those first 2 rounds. I think that's when he's dangerous. And I think that's where he's going to put the pressure on himself to perform. I think he's going to put the pressure on himself to perform so highly that he's going to rush Ben. He's going to try and knock his head off in the first 2 rounds, severely deplete his gas tank. And if it's as low as 6, it could be in Jake's favor, right? Ben naturally just needs to make it a scrap.
Yeah.
Pull down on his neck, even if he's got to do a collar tie. Just pull him down, uppercut him. He has to play a little bit dirty, right? He needs to make it a little bit more of a street fight.
I got a feeling like Ben's going to incorporate some techniques and some dirty boxing.
I think he's going to do some dirty boxing. I think he's going to do some rabbit punches. I think he's going to do a lot of stuff that we saw Conor do against Floyd. He's like, look, I'm probably not going to beat Floyd with perfect, crisp science of boxing. I'm going to take his back, hold him around, and he's going to know what the fuck is going on, and I'm gonna keep on bang, bang. And I think
Ben feints a double leg. You know what I mean?
I think if Ben feints a double leg, that would be hilarious. He feints a double leg, goes over the right overhand, clips Jake.
And then he goes, oh, wait, sorry, wrong sport. Gets back up.
Would that be hilarious? I mean, I don't see Ben knocking out anyone. Ben's got very slow twitch muscle fibers. He's got pillow hands, to be honest. He can't... very little. He's had very little knockouts in his fighting history, and he's very outside his prime, right? Yeah. I don't see him knocking out Jake, but I feel he could win on points for sure, and he just needs to be in his face. The only issue is Ben in his career is set up his strike lane purely for the takedown, so he can take them down, grapple them, and submit them, right, and impose his will. That also meant he just copped a lot of shots, and he just took them. In boxing, those are points. Yeah. Those are points. Those are significant strikes. If he just takes them on the face consistently, you're kind of asking for the round to be taken away from you. So he needs to be smart, and he needs to have good head movement. I don't see him having good head movement, but the only thing I see for Ben working is just making a dirty, scrappy fight. Yeah, making Jake really uncomfortable, and just putting his weight on him. Yeah, in those last rounds. So I think he just needs to beat Jake in a scrappy, long distance fight, and I think that's how he beats Jake.
Yeah.